Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
So how are you gentlemen doing tonight? It's good to have at least three of us on. It's Pugs is not here, but he is sleeping well for some reason. I don't know why, but how are you guys doing?
I don't get the joke. I'm still trying to figure it out.
God, somebody is no longer around.
Oh, he's talking about the loss of the great Howard the Duck.
Yes. Come on, Todd.
Well,
faster on the draw there, Todd.
Pugs will tell his story eventually.
He will speak eventually. Kruger, how are you? What have you been up to? Getting ready for that body bag match, I know.
Yeah, training a lot. Just fucking been kind of consumed with wrestling lately, so that's why I haven't been around. I couldn't get to the theater to go see anything from last week, so that's why I didn't make it.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you back, and yeah, taking a break from mauling people.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to finally see that new Raka Raka A24 movie coming out, though. The what is it?
Bring Her Back.
Yeah. I didn't watch your guys' review, so.
Okay. Yeah, I won't say anything. I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts on it. But yeah, Thursday, right? Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going on Friday.
Okay, sweet. Yes. So yeah. I don't know. Other than that, yeah. Ed Gale passed away. Didn't really see a whole lot of other news to speak of, but yeah. Did you guys have anything?
I did click on quite a few of the Ed Gale posts, and it was nice to see almost every one of them pointed out that To Catch a Predator moment in his life a couple years ago. So
yeah.
because everyone, like most of the stories, especially in the horror community, are all, Chucky actor, not Howard the Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And so
yeah, it's weird because I did see a lot of like RIP type stuff, and I'm not sure if they knew about
yeah. There's always, I've noticed there's someone posted it in I think it was Donald. What's up? I think he posted in our chat. I didn't say anything because I was just like, well, you're traumatizing Pugs, but it's okay.
Yeah. That's it is funny. I don't even know where it was, but there was one where it was like, oh man, so many great memories. And somebody like posted the link to the To Catch a Predator stuff, and it was like, oh yeah, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So, mixed emotion.
Now, when I first saw somebody post Chucky actor died, I fucking thought it was Brad Dourif. I had a mini fucking heart attack.
Oh. Yeah,
you're like Devin Sawa. No,
damn.
Just because I'm just sick of seeing him in Chucky.
You had like a big list. It's like, oh, please not him. Please not him. Him, I'm okay. Not him. But yeah, nonetheless, some good movie memories. Maybe not so much people that knew him, but yeah, I think that's all we got in terms of news. So we'll get right into the show tonight with our first film from director Matt Palmer, and it is, I will get to it, Fear Street Prom Night. And in this film, welcome back to Shady Side. In this next installment of the blood-soaked Fear Street franchise, prom season at Shady Side High is underway, and the school's wolf pack of it girls is busy with its usual sweet and vicious campaigns for the crown. But when a gutsy outsider is unexpectedly nominated to the court and the other girls start mysteriously disappearing, the class of '88 is suddenly in for one hell of a prom night. So this is obviously a franchise. Did not realize it's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast that went by.
Yeah, I ended up rewatching all the first three ahead of this. I was like, good reason to. I know it wasn't connected. I mean, it's actually earlier in the timeline if you watch all of them. But Yeah, I felt it was a good refresher course, and I had a good time revisiting those ahead of this.
Yeah, I did not revisit them, but
yeah, I didn't have the time to. I wanted to though, because
You
I
don't
do really,
have-
I really like 94.
Same.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, this is not something that you have to go back and watch the 3 movies. It does take place, in that universe, but this is a separate story. So you're good. But
Takes place before, because it takes place in 88. So
88, yeah, before
Yeah,
94. So I kind of wish I had the time to go back to be able to kind of like, okay, so
there is little connections throughout.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is also an after mid credits for you
Yes.
guys that you'll want to check out. But Kruger, what did you think?
I don't know. This was just kind of mid. Like, I didn't hate it or anything. It has like some decent kills and some decent moments. I like the characters and stuff, but just as a whole, I mean, it's nothing really special. I feel like the weakest entry of the franchise, and it kind of reminded me in a way of what was that Hell of a Summer that just came out. Like I just kind of left underwhelmed with the thing as a whole. But I would say, give it a shot. I mean, it's on Netflix, but go in with low expectations, because I think I went in kind of excited and I was left disappointed.
Okay. I actually, for the most part, I had fun with this. I liked. I mean, it's fairly predictable. There's some red herrings thrown in. I'm not saying it's predictable to the point that everybody would guess it. There's certain things you could maybe guess at based on the cast, and we're seasoned horror veterans here, so it's like I kind of had an idea, certainly before the end, what was going on. But I had a good time with it. It looks a little. The film itself looks a little bit modern, and not necessarily taking me to 1988. But one thing that it did very well, I would say, they didn't throw in modern bullshit that didn't belong there. So I'll give them kudos for that, because that's something that Netflix very often will like try and pretend like 1988 was 2025, and they don't do that. So I enjoyed our lead, India Fowler, who plays Laurie Granger. I thought she was very likable. Her best friend and horror fanatic, I thought she was also likable, and also like in her 30s, by the way, which is funny. So that's another 80s tradition of 30 somethings playing high schoolers. Does it feel like a slasher movie that would have existed in 1988? No. And and Brian, no. This does not have any boobies, and that is one of the big things that it's like, yeah, it would have that. I mean, if you want this to truly feel like 1988, it would have that. But it does have some solid kills, nothing too over the top. The CGI that's there mixed with the practical works pretty good. I don't have any major complaints for a modern slasher. I thought, everything looked good. It's tight. It goes along at a good brisk pace, and I enjoyed it. I would say it's definitely in my top 2. I remember those last 3 movies liking one more than the others. And this would probably
66 was the one
yeah,
1666. The first half, before we get to 1994 part 2, kind of drags. It wants to be a different movie. It feels out of place of the series.
Yeah.
Which was the biggest thing. For me, like, I didn't dislike this one. It was fine. There was lots of 80s music that just made it feel like the period. But it also kind of felt like that I could have been on my phone the whole time and I wouldn't have missed anything. This feels like that whole Netflix mantra of just make sure if they're on their phone, they can keep up with the plot, because the plot was pretty thin. But I mean, it was fine. I had fun with it. I don't think it's on par with the first 3, even the third, even the first half of the third one, which I'm not a huge fan of that. the witch segment, which I figured that'd be the one Dan would love the most. It's that witchy bullshit. Turns into folk horror for half a movie.
Yeah, it's not much in the way of folk horror, though.
But it's trying to be, and it's not. But either way, yeah, I agree. Dan saying he liked this better than Hell of a Summer.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're both pretty much on par for me.
Yeah,
I did like Hell of a. I did like Hell of a Summer more than Dan. Brian asked, "Did you read the book?" I haven't. I don't know if anyone else has.
No, I haven't.
I hate to say it. No, I was like reading more, adult horror novels by that point. I've
read a lot of Goosebumps, but not Fear Street.
Yeah, what years
I didn't
did these come out?
I didn't read Goosebumps. I watched the show, but it was like I was reading.
You were already older by the time Goosebumps came out. Kind of like both of them for me. I was aged out of. I was just curious.
I was the right age, honestly. I don't know. I was reading other shit. Like, yeah, Goosebumps was like 94, dude. Like 95.
Okay, yeah.
I was born in 96. So
for Kruger it makes sense. They were there from the get, basically. So, but yeah, 94. I wasn't trying to read Goosebumps, but I did when it was on. I'd watch. Like I know I watched Haunted Mask and stuff like that, but I'd seen Goosebumps. But again, 94 other things.
Chris,
I'd rather be doing.
Chris, we did review. There's Someone in Your House back when it came out, and I think we all liked it. Yeah, that's the one with the 3D printed mask gimmick.
I
where you like
familiar.
He would like 3D print these masks that looked like other people.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Okay.
It was like a Scream style whodunit type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember us liking that. But yeah, this just I don't know. Like also all the other Fear Streets had like memorable, like at least one memorable kill in it. This one didn't have anything even close to like the bread slicer in 94.
Yeah, they were all good, but I agree there wasn't like a standout kill. I don't always need the really over the top stuff, but everything looked good. But I agree, it's like I'm even struggling to remember it, and I watched this like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think this is the last one I watched for the week too, and I don't remember.
Well, let's rate it then.
All right, Kruger, why don't you go first?
I'm a 2.5 out of 5.
Dan,
I'm going to give this one a 3. I had fun.
Yeah, I'm with Dan on this. I'm a 3, but 2.5. It is right there, but I had a good enough time, so. Yeah, 3 also for me.
I think like the others, like certainly by the time you get a few years down the line, I'll struggle to remember it. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I don't mind if they make this kind of a regular thing. I don't know how many books there are in the Fear Street series, but hopefully they can keep going. All right, so. Moving on to our next film, which is currently streaming on Shudder, a Shudder original. We have The Surrender. And in The Surrender, from writer-director Julia Max, we follow: when a family patriarch dies, a grieving mother and daughter risk their lives to perform a brutal resurrection ritual and bring him back from the dead. All right, so The Surrender, more grief horror, which again tends to be the best horror. I mean, we just did Bring Her Back in 2025. It just seems like grief horror is the best. And
these are Dan's opinions, not the full opinions of the entire Flesh Wound crew, for the record.
So okay, well, not always. You enjoyed Bring Her Back.
I did, but yes, and that was the exception to the rule. You're naming like big ones, yes, but in general, my point is, you don't speak for us. You can speak for you, not us.
For me, I think it's some of the best pure horror nowadays. But I know some people are not as into it. They think it's a little too much. But so I want to just say first off, this great cast. Colby Minifie, who plays Megan, the daughter.
From
She
The
was,
Boys.
yeah, she plays Ashley Barrett on The Boys. She also plays Virginia on Fear the Walking Dead, one of the big villains on there. And Kate Burton, who is like fucking Big Trouble in Little China. Always good to see Kate Burton. And the human drama, setting aside the supernatural elements, I thought the human drama here was great. Our two leads have awesome chemistry. They felt there's nothing too over the top. It really felt like a mother-daughter who have tension over a lot of things. And I thought the human drama was really strong and compelling. And that's setting aside the supernatural elements, which I think came off really well. It's a little bit different in tone, but this kind of reminded me of another one I believe you like, Todd, A Dark Song. I fucking love that movie. I've sung the praises over the years. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. And there's some pretty nasty glimpses of body horror in this. The whole thing is the mom is pretty much just taking everything she's got and putting it into this ritual that will supposedly bring the dad back. And needless to say, things don't go entirely to plan, and they have to deal with some pretty nasty otherworldly stuff. I loved it. I think there's going to be some people with this one that would like it to maybe would have liked them to spend a little more time in this sort of hellish nightmare realm that you get kind of maybe a glimpse of in the cover art.
I'm actually the opposite. I would have wanted less time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I was really like the drama side of it was what I was really interested in over the supernatural elements. But even with that, I still enjoyed it well enough. I knew you'd like it more than me, but I do think like even someone like me who's kind of like on grief horror, I think this one's enjoyable enough. Kind of loses me a bit at the end. It gets a little too supernatural for me, but overall, I think it's a good watch. And if you have Shudder, 100% check it out.
Yeah, I could see some people thinking the ending's open to interpretation, but I think it's actually pretty clear what happens there at the end. I think it wraps everything up very nicely, and it'll hit you in the feels. I think the Megan character again felt like very real. Just felt like I was watching a real person, fucked up supernatural shenanigans aside. I felt like that was just a real person who's dealing with in her head, her mom's insanity at that point to think that this ritual is going to actually work. I liked it. I think this is definitely one of the better horror movies I've seen this year. And I think you should definitely go out of your way to watch it, because the thing about grief horror is like we've all dealt with or will deal with something. It's relatable. I love it. I thought it was fantastic. Todd, you're going to be a little bit lower. What do you rate it?
I'm a 3.5.
Oh, okay, well you're pretty high then. I am a 5. So
I knew that. Dan gets all erect when it's grief horror.
I'm erect.
Dan doesn't experience any kind of drama in his own life, so he has to get it all from film.
I am thoroughly hard. Welcome back.
Aren't you glad you came back just to hear that?
Yeah, thanks.
There we go.
All right. Well, I'm just going to change the graphic and move on. So, which I know has got both of my boys hard ready for the next one.
Fuck yeah. All right. So, give me a minute because you transition fast and I got to pull up the description. But our next film, which is currently available on VOD, is Mauler. And in Mauler, from writer-director Terrence Burney Hines, desperate for cash, 5 young friends enter a creepy murder house for $25,000 for a dark web contest, only to end up in a brutal fight for their lives against a 7-foot-tall religious maniac with a sledgehammer who's out to kill all sinners. All right, so Kruger, what did you think of Mauler?
What do you think?
Oh, well, that's definitely that is definitely.
I think the question, and I'm going to ask this question later, but is it the worst one of the week for you?
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Definitely not the worst of the week, but pretty fucking close.
Ooh.
I hated the characters. I hated the killer. He was not menacing at all. He's just kind of like this tall, goofy guy. No good kills. The story was kind of weird because like they put in like this dark web thing that really like didn't make any fucking sense. And then they kind of just like ignore it from the plot for like a really large portion of the movie that I just thought was weird. Not my type of slasher movie.
They take a long time. I mean, the movie is like 79 minutes, so it's not long, and that's always, a plus when you're not really reinventing the wheel with this kind of story. It takes a long time to actually get in the house and truly kick it off. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue just hanging outside in the car.
I was like, get the fuck out of the car. Shut the fuck up. You're in the car forever.
Yeah. It takes just forever to kind of get to it for a 79-minute movie. It's not awful. I mean, it's reasonably well shot, well made. I mean, the characters aren't particularly memorable or likable, but I didn't really hate them either. I mean, this is just like, all right, I'm cool with watching these people get smashed with the hammer. It's very low budget, and it shows because I think the director wanted to avoid showing some of the CGI stuff, so it was lit in such a way that hopefully it wasn't too distracting, which I get, because it's like if you do have that, you want to hide it as much as possible in these lower budget slashers where, give me a simple practical effect. I'm not expecting the moon from this. There's one point where I think somebody gets hit in the arm with a sledgehammer and then kind of like no-sells it like nothing really happened. And I'm like, that would do some damage because the killer is a big guy. He's very young, and he kind of has that, not an intimidating look. He's like a super tall kind of, I don't know, emo looking dude that doesn't quite fit it. Like, I don't know, get a fucking beard on this guy or something, and maybe he would have looked a little more intimidating.
I felt like he liked anime.
Yeah. It kind of comes to life towards the end. Like I said, I don't want to shit on this too hard. It's not god awful or anything. It's just it has its moments, but they're few and far between. I did like the Night Watchman. I thought he was very funny. Just doesn't get enough to do. He was Stanley was the character's name, and I was like, I'd rather be watching him try and deal with this killer than these throwaway teenagers. Couple good kills towards the end. I thought the impalement on the jagged edge of the broken sledgehammer was cool. You get a couple cool kills like right at the very, very end, so it's not all bad. It's nothing that you have to go out of your way to see. That's how I feel about this in a nutshell. And 79 minutes, it's like I should not be looking at your watch. Like, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even at 79 minutes could have been tightened up into a tighter pace and would have improved it, I think, in my opinion.
I agree. But has its moments, just few and far between.
All right, so Kruger, what do you rate it?
1 star.
All right. Dan?
I'll be slightly more generous and say 1.5.
Oh, well, I guess I'm the nice guy. I'm a 2.
All right. There you go. Short but sweet review on that one because, oh boy, let's get to it. All right.
Jesus Christ.
So,
the remake everyone wanted.
Reimagining, in fairness, like I do want to say this one.
Dan, those are interchangeable words. Don't give me that nonsense industry bullshit.
other than this, this one kind of does though, because this has got very little other than killer dogs, but we'll get into it. All right. So a breed.
Well, it's close enough. They had to put the credit up there. So I'm just saying that.
This is true. All right. So A Breed Apart from co-directors Griff and Nathan First follows when Violet accepts an invitation to a private island with some of the world's most famous social influencers. She expects a weekend of unrivaled viral opportunity. She soon becomes part of her own horrific reality show when the guests are pitted against each other to capture the island's legendary man-eating dogs before they become victims of the monstrous canines. Yeah. All right. So, Kruger, you loved it. Get to it.
The first thing I have to say is on Letterboxd, there's a review that basically sums up what I think about this movie. So I'd like to read that to you first.
Please do.
I was on the couch watching A Breed Apart with my dog. 30 minutes in, my dog jumped off the couch, looked back at me, and walked up the stairs. Then all of a sudden, I heard a gunshot. My dog blew his brains out. He did leave a note on the nightstand that said, and I quote, "Woof." This movie is fucking awful. I didn't think I was going to live to the day where we're just using AI fucking scenes now. Because there's AI all throughout this fucking movie. It's absolutely ridiculous. The dogs look like shit. And they fucking morph and shit because it's that shitty AI. It's not even well done. I hated it. It's probably the worst fucking torture that I've been put through all year.
You're bummed you missed it in theaters. I could take it.
Oh my God, this was in theaters? Are you fucking kidding me?
It has a theatrical date. It didn't play by me, but
what the fuck? Dude, I would be so pissed.
Can you imagine you're a Hayden Panettiere fan and you're like, yeah. Oh, what the fuck?
Dude.
Although when she showed it at the end, I was
and the fact that the dogs are just like German shepherds, fucking just looks so stupid. I can't. This is one of those movies where I say just watch it so you can see how fucking absolutely horrible it is.
I think the fun watching it was just oh, Kruger's gonna love this so much.
Yeah.
while I'm watching it. Fun note: I used to watch our Leeds sister go-go dance at the BBW club I used to go to.
Well done.
Yeah, from the fall, yes,
from the fall and Shazam, not her sister.
Fall, I believe it just is.
Nah, dude, fucking, you guys get what I'm saying with the AI shit? These fucking dogs would be morphing and shit as the scenes are going, and then there were random cut-in scenes in this movie that are straight up just AI computer generated. It's ridiculous. And did fucking Lionsgate put this out?
Yes, I believe so.
What the fuck?
Wow. You were there you were in the golden era of 2000 when we saw such classics from Lionsgate direct to video. This is still better than some of those, but
okay. I fucking love this.
I'm sure
I had so much fucking fun with this movie. All right. So yes. Have you ever wanted to see a CGI German Shepherd monkey flip through a car windshield where it immediately eats the driver? You see A Breed Apart. This movie is the right kind of stupid for me. I had a blast. Look, the CG is awful. It doesn't matter. It actually works for this movie that it's so bad because we're seeing these CGI German Shepherds do some of the dumbest shit you have ever seen. It is so funny. One of the dogs tries to fuck one of our characters, which is also hilarious. It is so stupid. And again, I don't mean that at all disparagingly. I had a huge smile on my face. I had so much fun. It's fast paced. It's so fucking good. There's one point where a German Shepherd puppy, and again, CGI, I am a dog lover. It's so ridiculous. Obviously, it was evil. and it gets punted, and it's like, you punted a puppy. Like, it's just, dude, there's a fucking zombie basically that pops up in this movie. It is so dumb. The chase scenes with these creatures, they randomly start climbing a tower. My sides hurt. This is the right kind of dumb Sci-Fi Channel original style movie that I want, and I'm guessing Todd wants, but I won't put words in his mouth yet. This director, Nathan First, has only done 2 things with his brother Griff, but Griff First is responsible for such classics, such dumb creature feature classics as Ghost Shark, the mother of all dumb shark movies, Trailer Park Shark, Nightmare Shark, Swamp Shark. He's also done I Am Omega, Lake Placid 3. He did Mask Maker, a slasher film. He always delivers a really fun movie, and this is no different. I thought this was going to play it more straight, which, the Breed for the most part does. There's very little, at least that I remember, that has to do with that. Just everything. The Here's Johnny moment where the dog puts its face through the door. Like, I just loved it. I loved every minute of this movie. Hayden Panettiere is basically playing herself. She's mostly in the beginning and the end. She's not like,
that's what when she shows up like as the bad. I was cracking up. Brian Trash asks, is it a spoof or just a bad movie that's funny?
It doesn't take itself seriously for a minute. I mean, this knows what it is, and if you're looking, The Breed is a fun, and if I remember right, pretty much practical in that one. My memory might be off, but I don't think we really had much in the way of CG in that. It was kind of old school. That's almost 20 years old.
I was gonna say, was that 2007?
2006, I believe. Okay. But yeah, just everything about this. I mean, when the dog starts scaling that watchtower, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Todd, what did you think? Because again, there are people that are gonna fucking hate this movie. It's gonna be the worst experience of their life.
That's what I'm saying. I was laughing like Kruger's gonna be so pissed.
I am not that person though, dude. Like, this is.
I think you liked it more than me, but I had a fun time with it. There was some good laugh out loud moments. The one guy played Barry on the Goldbergs. He was the annoying kid in here. So like knowing him from that was funny to see him doing all the dog stuff, basically playing the same part. I don't know. I had fun with it. It's not a good movie. And I don't know how much of it is. It doesn't really feel intentional. It is tongue in cheek, but it also isn't very good. But it's it's a bad movie that is funny. I don't think it's setting out to be a spoof. But if, like you mentioned, his other sci-fi, classics,
some of the better stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I do think that he has much better films. But if you like those and you know the tone you're getting, I think you're gonna have a good time. And I think you should check it out if that's the case. But if you agree with Kruger on stuff like this, stay far away.
Yeah, if you don't like the CGI fest fucking creature feature sci-fi bullshit, then you're
now. If the CGI was spotless, would you be like, okay, I could have?
If the CGI wasn't filled with AI, I could have had more fun. But the AI shit just annoys me and
it distracts me too. And that is my biggest complaint about it, because it's not just bad CG, which I'm cool with, but there's that certain look to the bad AI CG that is distracting to me.
See, I'm actually glad that it looked like it did in this, because
I'd much rather have Christmas Tree or Killing Tree.
Yeah.
CGI.
Oh, Killing Tree. Another masterpiece of bad cinema.
Yeah. If it was that CG style, like that, just shitty, cheap CGI, I probably would have thought this was even more fun. versus
think,
that.
do you think
That
part
kind
of
of
it
one.
though too is like the violence against dogs thing? Like that might have been, if it looked too good, it might have turned.
I
some
said
off.
I said killing tree CGI. No one's gonna be
Yeah,
convinced
so it's
by
not
that
good.
shit.
Yeah,
It's-
but a little closer to it. You know what I mean?
It's just yeah. No, I don't. No, I really don't think they thought about that. Otherwise, they wouldn't even make a killer dog movie, Dan.
I love the Jurassic Park callbacks, the scene where it's like they might as well be sharks where they're circling the boat and everything. Like this just every once in a while. I think I watched this right after The Surrender, which obviously I loved, but this was like a nice like come down goofy movie. And I wish more people nailed it like this. This is not a meme movie where the best laugh is just in the cover art and the movie there's nothing to it. I love this shit, and I had a lot of fun. So there we go. A breed apart. You didn't even have to play the Kruger Rage clip.
Kruger, what's your rating?
This is my first 0 out of 5.
Wow.
That's how
Dan,
much
you've
I fucking
given
hated it.
zeros to pictures that do not deserve it a billion times. Don't be all clutching your pearls over there.
I'm clutching.
What do you give it?
All right, this is the time that I have to
Jesus
remind
Christ.
people. I review these movies, something like this for what it is. I'm not putting it on par with Jaws. I know the difference, obviously, but this is pretty damn close to perfect for a just stupid, fun creature feature like this. And I'm gonna give it 4.5. I fucking loved it. I had a blast.
Wow. Yeah.
For what it is. Again,
I'm still rating off my enjoyment as I always do, and I'm a 3.5. I think it's a good, fun, bad movie, but the AICG was kind of not for me. I think I would have been higher if I had Killing Tree style CGI.
Okay. If you want Kruger to join us for a watch party, demand it in the comments section on this video.
Fuck me.
You like Ghost Shark, don't you? I'm trying to
No.
remember.
Oh, not even Ghost Shark.
Definitely. Okay. We definitely have different tastes in these particular kinds of movies.
We have an early review coming up next. Oh, I'm excited. I'm interested in this one. This is different. Yeah. All
right. So our next film from director, I'm getting to it, from director Monika Simitz, we have Black Hole.
The
Black Hole, sorry. And in this, we don't want to get it confused with the many adult titles with the same name. So in this sci-fi comedy, we follow residents in an apartment block district who long for a better life. When a black hole mysteriously appears in a lilac bush, they will have to face aliens, giant spiders, and an Austrian vacuum salesman to make all their dreams come true. Okay, so I had no idea. I mean, obviously, I knew this was an alien invasion type thing of sorts. And I know it was inspired by the short stories The Spider in the Black Hole by Armin Komgi and A Life Worth Living by Andrus Kiverk. Apologies on the pronunciation for some of this. This is an Estonian film, and this is a weird one, but I liked it a lot. I was not expecting entirely what I got.
I didn't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that.
It is something very, very, very different. I like the characters. I was not expecting this to be like anything that might kind of pull at the heartstrings at all. But I really genuinely enjoyed these characters, and they're all kind of down on their luck, looking for better life, looking for love, what have you. I love weird science fiction. This had some elements almost of Lex, one of my favorite sci-fi cult shows of all time. Kind of also like some not Soviet, but break off Soviet sci-fi, I know I'm getting really in the weeds here, but like really bizarro kind of Romanian stuff. And my God, practical animatronic effects in this that look amazing. It's kinky. There's some good nudity in this. It does not feel like an American film at all. And I vibed with it. I actually fucking love this movie. It's one of my favorites this year, and it came out of nowhere. Not a horror film. Again, this is, sci-fi culty comedy.
Yeah,
and romance too. I mean, basically, we follow multiple love stories.
I love the old ladies; they're my favorite.
yeah, they were pretty fucking funny. No, I actually really like this movie a lot too.
Okay, I wasn't sure. This was a coin flip.
Nah, the alien stuff I just thought was really fucking cool, and like just the dry comedy. Of like them just sitting there and being fucking, having their hearts ripped out and shit, and their bodies fucking torn off, but they're not feeling the pain. They're just joking and shit. Like, I vibed really well with this. I will say I like the first half of the movie better than the second half. The second half, following that guy with the prostitute that he falls in love with, that had me a little.
Was she a prostitute? I thought just the wife.
That's what I thought. Well, she's
the wife of the pawn shop guy, without giving too much away. Yeah, she wasn't a hooker.
Oh, she looked like one.
So she looked like a really good one.
Yeah. But anyways, that didn't have me as interested, but then the stuff with the old lady and the alien at the end brought me right back. And yeah, I had a good time with this. I wouldn't mind seeing like more comedies like this. Because you don't get this very often. It did remind me of do you remember that like animated sci-fi comedy? It was on Sci-Fi like the mid 2000s.
Tripping the Rift?
Yes. It kind of gave me some of that vibe too, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I bust out the DVDs now. That was a fun show.
Tripping the Rift was the shit.
Yeah.
And it's not. There's a serious side to this too, because we're dealing with the new lesbian couple. Her ex is very abusive, so there's some serious shit in here. There's some sorrow mixed in. It's not like pure comedy. This is not like Paul or something like that. It is so unique, man. And as far as I know, at least as far as YouTube goes, I don't think anybody's reviewed this. I don't think anybody's talking about this. I worry because it is an Estonian film, which most people would have no concept of what that even looks like, that this is going to get buried, but I certainly hope not, because I fucking
this is one I can definitely see somebody picking up, like Shudder or fucking Screambox, because I mean, although it's not horror, it fits into like some of their weird gets that they have.
I don't know if this has any US distribution yet either.
It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it does, unfortunately. Not that's officially been announced as far as I can find.
I'm just guessing coming soon to VOD. It could come to theaters, but
yeah, if you like just very different non-mainstream sci-fi and alien stories like
and
this,
practical effects too.
Exactly. I was really surprised at that, because I mean we were talking like you very rarely get it in low budget American films that probably have 10 times the budget that they had on this, and they've got this like just really cool animatronic stuff. These aliens, I mean, the what you're looking at in the cover, I mean, you're not getting a full glimpse of the faces. That's kind of what you have in the movie.
Yeah, they're interesting. They remind me of like 50s, 60s style aliens.
Yeah. And I just, it takes you through a different range of emotions too. I dug this.
All three of us like this. That's like all three of us like legitimately enjoyed this, it seems. which doesn't happen with
And
something like
Todd
this.
is not a sci-fi guy generally at all. Certain kinds, I know, but
Yeah, I do. I tend to like more than you think. I just don't like your Star Trek nonsense. That's my thing. Like I don't like those spacey Star Trekky shows.
Yeah, but
like,
you didn't like Raised by Wolves though, and
I didn't. That was too.
Oh,
but you bowed out before it got really good because you didn't watch season 2. Season 2 is fucking ridiculous.
Raised by Wolves is one of the greatest short-lived shows ever.
Sci-fi, yeah.
We'll talk about great HBO shows later. Don't worry, guys.
But yeah, this is kinky, funny, sad, great effects. This just has so much going for it. As soon as you guys get a chance to see it, go out of your way. Be among the first people, at least outside of Europe, to watch it, because I do think this one is special. I will be singing its praises, I'm sure, throughout the year. And let us know. Again, please put your thoughts in the comments, even if you're like totally opposite. If you want to shit on us, that's fine. I want to hear your thoughts, especially on this film tonight.
Please, Mr. McMahon, Dan.
Yes, Mr. Yes. I will take it.
We ain't got no Johnny Aces here, though. I'll just say that right now. We ain't flipping on each other, damn it.
He cut a deal and rode his skateboard off into the sunset. Yeah. Oh, well, dude, I'm 5 stars, and I don't even have to think about it.
I'm 4 out of 5.
I'm 4.5, but I definitely could see that going higher on repeat viewings.
Me too.
But yeah, as of now, I'm a 4.5. This is one of those movies like I wanted like other people to see it. Like, oh, this is one show. I know. I'm curious what Pugs is gonna think, but I have a feeling he'll enjoy it.
I think he's gonna like it. You were the one I wasn't sure about.
We'll recommend this one closer to when he's he shouldn't do this and watch this when he's stressed. He has to have a nice clear head and be done with his busy season.
That is true. And whoever like did some of the effects and the animatronics and everything in this, I would say Hollywood should consider grabbing them.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, I couldn't guess at a budget for an Estonian film like this, but it obviously was not high, and I think they made something quite memorable. And if you had anything to do with this movie too, please also put like some of your comments about it, because we'd like to highlight you more going forward. So yeah, all right, good time at the movies overall tonight.
And now our actual trip to the movies.
Our actual trip to the movies, which I'm gonna
our bonus review.
Our bonus review. I'm gonna read the description, and then I gotta close a window because rain is coming down harder than I thought, and it sometimes splashes in the window. But all right, so
why did you do that before you do this? So if I want to cut it out, I can, Dan.
There you go.
Me and Kruger.
Okay, you want to bullshit a second?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Why is he gonna read the description, then fucking go close a window in the middle when it's just me and him? It makes no sense. Am I crazy here? Like, why would
it's okay, Todd. It's okay.
I know. Well, how you been, Kruger?
I'm all right. Did you guys like Final Destination?
Yes.
Okay, I still need to see it.
Yeah, I know.
Where would you rank it?
I put it probably in the middle of what we have.
Better than 3?
I'm late on 3. Yes. But I'm also one that was my least favorite until recently. Now I enjoy that one.
Which one's your favorite?
I think I'm 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, see, I'm 2. 2.
Most
1.
people like 2 over 1, but it doesn't help. You got to look at Devon Sawa, so of course you're gonna rate.
Yeah,
you're like, fuck you, Stan. I remember. Okay. So, hey, we were talking about Final Destination, not fuck you, Dan, but. If that makes you feel
I heard your shit talking, Tad. It's just over there. All right. So our next film, which is a comedy from director, writer Andrew DeYoung, Friendship. And in Friendship, An awkward suburban dad falls hard for his charismatic new neighbor, a local weatherman played by Paul Rudd. Okay, so that's the basic setup. I was kind of curious going into this because there was a lot of like funniest movie in the last 20 years kinds of reviews for it. And I was like, ooh, I hope this isn't setting the expectations too high, because I've also specifically heard this movie referenced in comparison to this Step Brothers, arguably Will Ferrell's best comedy. And
well, if you're going looking for that, you're in the wrong headspace. This is indie A24
it
twisted
is
comedy. It's not, they're setting it up like it's a mainstream laugh out loud movie. That's not what it is. And that's not saying I didn't find this movie funny as shit.
Oh no, I loved it.
Yeah, but it's just not that kind. It's not. I think putting Paul Rudd there and putting that together is sending the message of a different kind of movie.
Yes.
They're thinking 40-year-old virgin, not fucking a weird indie. Yeah.
Yeah, very just awkward humor. This character just kind of slowly bulldozes his life. He becomes friends with Paul Rudd and his group of friends briefly, who hate him. He ruins it in one really awkward night and is kind of told like, let's not be friends anymore. And this kind of leads to an escalation of just crazy shit after crazy shit. And I did enjoy it a lot, but you're right. This is more of an A24 dark comedy than some of the stuff that they're trying to compare it to.
Yeah, I heard a lot of I Love You Man, which would probably be the closest thing, but this is the if you said the dark twisted version of I Love You Man,
yeah,
I'd go like, okay, that's a good comparison. Yeah. Paul Rudd is in 2 movies about adult men trying to find friends. This and I Love You Man. So yeah, so I get the comparisons, and I forgot he's even in that one too. I've seen I Love You Man, but
nothing like Step Brothers. And I worry because that's like, in my opinion, the best Will Ferrell comedy. There's a lot of bad ones, but I do love Step Brothers, and that's going to lead people astray. But I loved it for what it was. I know Tim Robinson, who plays Craig, the awkward dad. I think he was on SNL for like a year. Like he was like a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing.
I'd have to check. I know his thing is I think you should leave with Tim Robinson is the show that like most people are familiar with him from, the Netflix show. I know Dan hasn't seen it either. I thought about watching a couple episodes before the review.
What's the show?
I think you should leave with Tim Robinson. It's a sketch show, which maybe is why. I don't know if he was on Saturday Night Live. I have to double check, but maybe that's why.
I believe he was.
Okay, well, you can check while I do it. But that was the show he was on. I've never seen it, so I don't know. It seems like the fans of that show were a little disappointed in Friendship versus me going and playing and just going and seeing what it was. So I think this is going to be a weird one because people are going in like, oh, I want it to be like a show, or people going in, oh, I think it's going to be fucking I Love You Man or Step Brothers. And that's not the audience this is going to work for.
I think Kate Mara too is kind of his like very patient wife of Tim Robinson's character Craig. I thought she was a standout in this too. The scene where they get lost in the sewers and then she just disappears. I thought that was funny as shit. It is that. Oh, it's also, I mean, it kind of flirts with the stoner comedy at times. There's the magic toad, which I thought it was funny, and I won't give anything away, but that line, if you've seen it, where it's like, I just fucking went to Subway. Like, it's the kind of stuff that just makes me laugh. But it's not going to connect for everybody. But
and I did confirm it. He was on one season, the 2012-2013 season.
Yes. Okay. I knew he was on it, but it was a very short stint.
Did he play like one of the presidents?
I don't know if he had anything like a highlight character. He's got a very odd sense of, odd delivery, I guess I should say, from the little bit that I've seen of him.
Yeah.
And it just didn't connect, I guess, with SNL.
But I get, everyone has recommended, since, I brought up that we saw this. I think You Should Leave is a good sketch show. I think there's 3 seasons, a total of like 18 episodes, 6 a season. So I'll definitely check it out, because I did like this movie. I thought it was, it was just, different, quirky, weird, dark.
The running gag with a secret that Paul Rudd has that he. I thought that was good. It is one of the funnier movies I've seen recently. It's just I don't know that this style of humor is gonna. It's definitely not gonna hit for a general audience. Like my theater was like half full. And sometimes I try and kind of observe a little bit, and it kind of seemed like a lot of people weren't vibing with it. They were probably expecting Step Brothers. But I did. I think it's worth going out of your way to see. Ghost. Tim didn't write this. It's awkward and dark, but different from the show in many ways. Okay. I was inspired to check out the show at some point, because again, I'm not overly, just looking at his filmography, I'm not overly familiar with this guy for as long as he's been around. I
was like, okay, who's this guy with Paul Rudd leading the movie? I didn't even know going in. I just heard it was dark, quirky, awkward, and A24 and Paul Rudd. I was like, I'll check it out.
Yeah. You'll have to let us know what you guys think of this, but don't go in, like I said, don't go in with specific expectations.
You know what? I think Ben nailed it. Maybe the drum set is what reminds of Step Brothers. Yeah.
I did enjoy this. This was a good week at the movies. Everything was like kind of unexpected and mostly all good. Chris, he also made you took it away too fast. He also made a 10 out of 10 pizza rolls commercial. Okay. Wow.
Sometimes they just put something up for the audience, not for you to read.
Well, I don't know.
I know you don't. Well, half the time you're not looking at the screen. I didn't expect it.
So what do you rate this?
I had a really good time with this. I liked the awkward. I'm a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm a 4. I enjoyed it a lot. Some of the jokes too, like where just like the son kisses the wife on the lips, and he's like, "Since when do you guys kiss on the lips?" Like it is. If you like that, I was like, "Are they going there?" I don't know, but it's just a gag, and it works.
And if we're gonna, since I mentioned Shazam earlier, the kid was also from Shazam. Just like we got two actors from Shazam. You didn't notice him without the crutches. I think that's the difference.
That is okay.
He's the one who has the crutches in Shazam. The friend.
That was before I bowed out completely. I don't think I saw the second one though. I'm pretty sure I was done with Marvel by that point.
It's DC, but that's close enough.
Whatever. Same fucking shit. It's all crossing over now.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
There's a ton. Isn't Spider-Man in different shit? And like
that's Marvel also.
But he's also in some of the DC stuff.
No, he's not.
I know some of these fuckers.
No, there's no Spider-Man versus Batman, Dan.
There may have been like a one-off comic like years and years and years and years ago.
Yeah, it's all the same. But anyways, all right. So season finale, Last of Us season 2, Convergence. So have you guys turned around on the show yet? We're at the end of season 2.
Well, Dan, you should give them a spoiler warning, because this is full spoiler on the series.
Full spoiler on Last of Us, if you care. We're gonna talk spoilers on this one now. So
Like, I'm not even going to do the flashing thing. You just get the spoilers
dude,
at the bottom.
You know,
dude, this fucking finale felt so rushed. It wasn't even fucking funny, and I felt absolutely nothing by the end. I'm over the show.
I think I am too. And again, this was not a bad episode, really. I don't fucking care about Ellie and Dina now. You know, I kind of see, like, at some point, if this was going to go on much longer, maybe they'd flip and it'd just be the Abby show. I mean,
I think isn't that what's happening next season? She's leading next season.
I don't know the ins and outs of the game or where they might be.
There's no third game, so aren't we in uncharted territory now?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but I still don't care. I don't.
Last week's episode was fucking good
because Joel was in it.
Yeah, with Joel. Yeah,
and I told Dan it made me want to rewatch the first 2 episodes to see because it gave you the other perspective. But I think the problem was they made you hate Ellie so hard there was no coming back by the time this happened. The memes had taken hold at that point, and there was no way she was getting Buzz Lightyear.
I think it was also, I hate to be the guy again, and I know a lot of people are doing this, but I don't buy that she'd be with that girl. I don't. It doesn't feel authentic to me. And
what do you mean?
I think, Dan, you're going to make us go into a different area, and I think you're 100% wrong on that. Just because it doesn't fit your lipstick lesbian fantasy of what two lesbians should look like.
I'm not saying that, but that's always an exact.
Oh, have you not seen a real?
But these two don't have chemistry. If you think they have chemistry, that's fine. I don't think they have any chemistry. They feel like they're acting. They feel like they don't belong together. And it's not enough to hold a show. Again, teen romance. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It was much more interesting with the father-daughter dynamic. I think they're still trying to pull at the heartstrings, but it doesn't work, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a hater, but at this point, I'm kind of checked out of this too. I don't really care what happens in season 3.
Yeah, neither do I. And
if Ellie's dead and we're going a different direction, that's fine.
Yeah,
it feels like they're giving me what I wanted out of The Walking Dead, to see a Negan season from his perspective, where he's the good guy, not the bad guy.
But he's interesting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like that's what we're going to do, because we're going to get the other chick's perspective, where from her perspective, she's obviously not the bad guy. So, I mean,
other than, making somebody watch that sort of thing.
Yeah, but is it any other worse than the other side? I mean, they're both did.
No, I get the point. The never-ending cycle of revenge. Other shows, other movies have done that better. Like, I get what it's going for, but it's like I'm just not engaged anymore.
I'm not 100% if they come back hard. But if it's like the Joel-less episodes, like I like the last episode. I do agree it did feel like we were trying to rush it in. It should have been 2 more episodes instead of 1. I think this could have fleshed out better into 2. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see, but it's got to hold me next season. We'll see. But in 2 years. Well, they said either the end of this year 26 or 27, I think is what it was. Late 26 or early 27 is what I heard.
I mean, that's still a fairly significant amount of time. And the ratings have fallen so hard. I still wonder if season 3 is 100%, because things have been announced that ended up not happening. Yeah. And this is taken one hell of a hit. I've noticed a lot of people have stopped covering it. It's, same thing with Chucky. Although Chucky's ratings, I think, were always
high,
reasonably solid. I think they went down as it went along. But, it's too bad, because I do think season 1 was pretty fantastic overall. Great characters. I wish... Nick Offerman, I forget the character's name, but was he bigger in the games, Kruger? Because I thought, man, those two I could follow them a little while. That was a great episode.
I'm trying to think what episode that was.
That was
I don't want to say the gay couple, but yeah.
No,
I don't remember the names.
they weren't really prominent in the game.
Oh, okay. Well, see, they were interesting. Now it's just like I'm watching a bad CW romance, and it just doesn't. I don't care. I don't care. That's all I got to say about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm a hater. What can I say?
Yeah, overall, I think this season really dropped the ball.
Yeah, there's a couple good episodes, but
with Joel,
yeah, when Joel was there,
yeah.
Unfortunately, this is one of the cases you lost the backbone of the show, and it shows.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I need to get to. There's a few shows that I need to get to right now.
I'm not even listening to your nonsense, Stan.
What are you talking about, Todd?
You're never gonna watch them.
Well, you give me one that above all else that you think I should be watching right now.
I honestly don't have any to tell you to watch that I care.
I've pushed a lot on you that you didn't watch, Ted.
Yeah, I know, because you want me to watch all these old spacey bullshit shows I'm not going to watch.
Supernatural's not spacey.
Okay, well, that's also like 17.
Yeah, that's got too much.
I didn't say I wouldn't. It's just a lot. But you're trying to get me to watch like 20 seasons of Deep Space Nine and all that other nonsense.
No, I've given up on that. There's no reason for you to dive into Star Trek at this point.
There was never a reason to.
Yeah, that would never be Todd's bag.
I would say Farscape for you, Kruger.
I think I've watched a couple episodes. It's all right.
Then I bust this out, but I loved Andromeda.
There you go. There's some Andromeda-like stuff out there that you should try.
But did it have Lexi Doig?
I think did she appear on Lex in a guest spot? I don't think so.
Well, was she a regular cast member? No, then I don't care.
No, but she's been on other stuff. She's done the sci-fi.
I was really glad I watched it because then when I watched Jason X, it was like, oh shit, this is awesomer.
That was kind of cool. I remember it's like, so we're just importing the Andromeda cast. They should have gotten Kevin Sorbo in there.
Kevin Sorbo versus Jason would have been
What
awesome.
if he's like a Hercules Hollywood? We just have Hercules fighting fucking Jason. That would have been.
Lord.
Todd probably will, Chris, watch Buffy because they've got the new show coming, which I know might inspire.
I decided to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia again before the new season, so I'm occupied.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just got to watch one of the banned ones.
I wouldn't count on it, Chris, but if Todd did get through that, I'd
watched a couple of them when it started, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna watch Friday the 13th, the series. So I didn't have time for this other nonsense.
Fair enough.
I think if you stuck with it a little bit,
I liked OG Star Trek. This new nonsense didn't give me what I wanted.
Buffy? Or are we talking?
No,
Buffy
I'm talking Star Trek because Star Trek: The Next Generation. Watch it.
Well, Star Trek: The Next Generation was 87 that started, so it's not new Star Trek.
Yes, it's new Star Trek compared to old. It's not.
I'm not pushing you to watch Star Trek. I know that.
No, but what I'm saying is the tone shift. That's when it begins with Next Generation. It is not the original Star Trek I watched as a child.
I think though, like
there's no tribbles or fucking Kirk banging green bitches. There's no camp to it.
You got
it was
Riker
serious
slinging some dick and fucking aliens.
Not the same. Didn't have the acting chops.
I'm gonna say
Mr.
Riker
William Shatner.
Riker might have fucked more for sure than Kirk did. Riker was giving mustache rides to all the alien babes, Todd. Don't be a hater.
Oh wait, and Dan always gets mad when I say I did think Lower Decks was really good. Then Dan tells me it's not really Star Trek.
It's bizarre that you watch that and you don't know Star Trek beyond the original series.
It was. I watched some of the movies too. God, those Star Trek movies with Kirk suck, though. I don't like any of them.
You don't like two, Con?
No.
I mean, the first one.
Again, what was wrong with those? The tone. They weren't the tone of the show.
Well, yeah, you have a big time jump. It's not going to feel exactly.
So that's not the Star Trek I liked. I liked the campy Star Trek.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
That movie. The first time I watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture, I was like, "What is this boring ass shit?" I remember.
Star Trek: The Motion Picture is bad. Like, it is not.
And haven't they re-edited it like 4 times to try to make it a good movie?
They just missed the boat on that, but they were lucky that Wrath of Khan was really popular. But yeah, that's an interest. I'll have to talk Star Trek with somebody one day. I don't think anybody here except original series than me watches Star Trek. So I don't think Ozzy's a Trek guy.
No, I need to finish Lower Decks. I think I left off with season 2.
Orville's funny from what I've seen. Yeah.
Ben says I only watch Next Generation because it came in after Raw back in the day. Didn't trick me to watching Texas Ranger. They weren't getting me to watch Next Generation.
You didn't like Walker, Texas Ranger?
Who stars in that?
Oh, Todd,
that is I don't give a shit about.
You fucking like
you fucking white people and
shows.
Chuck Norris. I don't fucking get all the love.
Chuck Norris is a fucking icon, Todd. Invasion USA, Missing in Action, Hitman.
Invasion USA is Broken Clock right twice a day.
Yeah, I don't know how.
The only person to ever get me to watch a Chuck Norris film was Supreme, because he told me how good Silent Rage was.
Rage is great.
I agree,
and Supreme would put you through a fucking table for talking that kind of shit on an American icon, Todd. Chuck Norris. Most of his stuff is, I'm not going to say everything is great, but overall his filmography is pretty damn solid. And I don't understand you.
He's no Charles Bronson.
That's fine if you prefer Charles Bronson. I'm not going to argue that, but
yeah. Oh, maybe this is Slasher got it. It's because the Walker, Texas Ranger, it's conservative Christian values, the show.
I guess it has that element, but I'm not going to call that I guess any sitcom of a certain era would have
American Propaganda. He was the king of it, that ginger fuck.
But you love sitcoms that have that too. So
Chuck Norris still alive?
Yeah,
still alive and kicking. He hasn't made movies in a long time, but yeah. Oh, the disease episode with the kid, that is gold.
Doesn't compare to the Mr. Belvedere episode.
It's not the bike shop either, but it is still gold. It's so good. You need to watch it. It's just a show about a guy who drives around in his pickup truck and kicks the shit out of the villain of the week. That's
white people shit. That's all I heard. That's literally.
You love 90s show. Did you not like Renegade with Lorenzo?
Didn't watch
Lamas?
Renegade.
I'm surprised.
Raw didn't trick me into watching that bullshit either.
I'm surprised. I figured you'd be a little more engaged in some of the 90s.
I didn't even watch Baywatch.
I didn't watch Baywatch either because I was frustrated that they
because it didn't have titties. God damn it. That fucking
it's not enough. I'll go rent a movie with titties in it. Why am I going to bother with Baywatch? So I've got the Pam and Tommy tape. I'll go watch that. Ain't going to see her knobbing a gob.
I'm not even to the episodes Pamela shows up yet, and I already enjoyed the show. I've got to get back to watching that. I finally started watching Miami Vice too.
That's an odd one because you're older than me, and that's an odd one for you to have never watched.
I might have seen an episode here or there. Baywatch After Dark, all those episodes are on YouTube too. I got to watch that too. That's why I'm watching the show. I want to get to that because it's Baywatch mixed with X-Files. Yeah.
You did watch X. You were an X-Files guy.
No.
Fuck. Well, there you go. Now, chat back me up. Would Todd not?
Oh no, it's not. I've watched some of it. I watched the movie. I watched the Cops episode. I watched that one Halloween one but I mean, it was just a case of I didn't watch it was Sunday nights. I just had other shit going, or it was on against the show I liked. I can't remember why. But I know I saw it, and I think it is whatever I watched on Sundays when it wasn't on, I'd watch that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we need to do something where, and it won't have to be anything super long that's going to take us forever to watch, but I'll watch something if you'll watch something.
No, we're not doing
you with
this game.
Star Trek
No.
or anything.
We
I
tried
feel
this one.
like Buffy or X-Files would not be torture for you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch those on my own pace. And Buffy will probably be the next one I watch. I don't know. I've tried to watch that show numerous times, and I get to like the second or third episode, and I'm like, I'm good.
By the way, did you?
Yes, I watched Freaky Links. Freaky Links was one of my favorite shows. I had every
Freaky
episode recorded on VHS as they aired, which I was glad because they never came out.
You will enjoy Buffy as it gets more adult. The first season, it's like a little bit of a different tone, and I think if you get beyond that, not to say it's not good, it's just maybe a little closer to like a not kid show, but closer to that.
You have to remember, I'm OG Buffy. That's the one. What I grew up. That was the tone I liked.
I don't think it's the spirit of that is still there.
But that's why I was like, I don't give a shit about who this new cast. I didn't bother with it, and that was why I didn't when it first started. And then I watched that first episode. I was like, this is fucking lame.
Okay, if you give it some time, I think.
And then when it went to syndication, I tried to watch and started recording them, and I gave up again.
I'm surprised too, because it's also like, and the spinoff Angel is an LA show too.
I think the problem with that was all the fucking weirdo Buffy fans made me not want to watch it at all, because they just had to tell me how good it was and how much I needed. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to watch this stupid Buffy. One person in particular kept trying to get me to watch it, and made me want to watch it even less.
Was it Ozzy?
No, it was not anyone you know that's around anymore.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is why I'm not saying their name.
Oh, okay. I was like, Caesar cannot be a Buffy guy. I would be surprised.
I think he liked it. I think he watched it too.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, him liking it, telling me to watch probably would have annoyed me too. But
Todd is just a bitter human being.
No, sometimes when someone pushes shit on you, you want to watch it even less. And it was one of those cases. Like yeah, and then the musical episode is so good, you got to watch it. I'm just like, you don't know me at all. Then shut the fuck up.
But there's a musical episode.
I get it, but that's not a selling point to me.
Yeah.
Do you like the high school years over college years? Just like Saved by the Bell?
Are we still on Buffy? I thought he was segueing to Saved by the Bell. Well, we're both Saved by the Bell guys, right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Saved by the Bell was
killing me.
Awesome show. Well, what did you watch when you were a kid, Kruger?
Kruger's just thinking, you old fucking pieces of shit.
You didn't watch Saved by the Bells in reruns when you were coming up?
I mean, if it was on and there was absolutely nothing else on, but not by choice.
Oh, well. I had to watch my Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah. No, I wasn't like a big sitcom guy other than like Married with Children.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to watch Full House because my family did, but not by choice.
I get you. Yeah. I wouldn't have put up with that shit. No TJF in my house.
Something. Be right
All
back.
right. Dan's going to go grab himself off camera because I brought up Saved by the Bell chicks. Did he not watch? Dan, did you not watch that because they didn't get naked either? But then he's like, but they did Showgirls, which, if you don't know, Showgirls is Saved by the Bell canon.
What?
Yeah, it's referenced in the reboot of Saved by the Bell. And she talks about when she comes back from Vegas, she even does the Showgirls jazz hands and dances on a pole. It's pretty awesome. I like that reboot show, but that was just because it was like trying to be two shows. It was like the realistic like teen drama. Then when all the old school cast members showed up, it was just like total like bad shit. It didn't make sense. Like, yeah. George Lopez show, Ben said. Yeah, I watched that one. Brian, trash. Saved by the Bell is horrible. How dare you? Maybe the new class.
Okay. So I heard Showgirls. Also, shout out Orc McDonald's latte. So when I snuck into that movie, have you ever had a boner that gets to the point that it actually hurts? Like it hurts, and nobody got naked yet. I was like, it worked. I got snuck in there.
Oh,
Dan had a fear boner mixed with a naked Saved by the Bell cast members. God, this.
Yeah, this is
Brian wanted to kill Screech. I get that. Well, you got your wish.
Yeah.
You put it out into the universe, and
I used to see that little fuck at Disneyland all the time too. When we've had annual passes at the same time.
oh, wow.
Should have befriended him. Damn it! Could have filmed "Saved by the Smell" for you, Dan. Could have been the cameraman.
You could have been the cameraman for that. Wow.
Would have had some better shots and been better edited.
What was like your favorite, not the sexiest, but what was like your favorite like celebrity sex tape?
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't really have one, Dan. I don't.
It's got to be Vern Troyer, right?
I've never seen it. You know, I might have seen one of you weirdos might have sent me the clips.
You definitely seen it because I
mean, but like, I don't know.
What the fuck? I wanted to be thinking about Vern Troyer's sex tape.
It's like she looks like she's giving birth in reverse.
I do.
It's so funny.
What's with you and the midgets lately, motherfucker?
Well, that's hated.
Well, this asshole posts fucking midget nudes just randomly in our Discord. Not even in the spicy fucking chat. Just randomly in the fucking goddamn general and whore.
And then didn't get all scared and deleted him because he thinks Discord.
No, I deleted them fucking to save his ass.
Hayden didn't believe that Nugget had an OnlyFans, and I told him, I was like, I will find it, I guarantee. Found it in about 30 seconds. So everybody's got an OnlyFans these days. Have you guys discovered like anybody random that you know in the real world, not celebrities?
Yeah, we know people.
Yeah, plenty of fucking goddamn wrestlers, dude.
I'm trying not to call anyone out.
Well, some advertise it, so I don't think that's like a secret necessarily. Although there probably are some secret ones.
I know Dan wears one under a luchador mask. El Super Grande Americano. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh God, I don't. Dan's gonna
just do a mask gimmick. I think you'd know it was me, though. Like that's the problem. You figure it out. Big beard, giant El Grande. Is this the part where we're at the end of the show?
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, no, not yet.
No.
Chris's mom rented him Showgirls. Chris, how did you pull that off?
And how old were you? That's the first question. Because if he was 16, that's a little different. I mean, my mom rented me Henry and June, Frankenhooker, and just Henry.
I feel like you look at the problem with Showgirls is like it was out there that this was NC-17 and it was the naughty movie. Like there was no way that I was going to bullshit my way into that movie.
13 or 14. Okay. That's a good mom then.
But did she know, or was she just oblivious to? Well, it's kind of hard though. If she even looked at it, she'd figure.
Well, if it was from Blockbuster, it wasn't from Blockbuster, right? Because they had an R cut. I remember that. Blockbuster didn't have the NC-17 cut. They had a special R-rated cut.
Okay. God, I don't know if I've ever even seen the R-rated cut, to be honest.
Have you ever seen the TV cut? It's pretty awesome. They have CGI bikinis over the girls.
I've seen footage of it. I've never sat down and watched it.
Oh, see, I used to love watching edited movies just to see how they censor them. For some reason, that's always been a thing for me, which is why on half of my rap CD collection, I have clean versions just to see how they did it. And even when I made my own songs, half the time I would make clean versions because I wanted to figure out how to clean it up.
Oh, that's
weirdo like that.
That's kind of cool. No, there was no renting of
which is why I have horror rated R also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that horror's a weird one though, because it's like you'd have to change so much, and it's mostly dialogue. And
that's the biggest problem with the movie is the dialogue.
I think that was one I always I think that's one I always
I'm not reading yours, Crack Rock, but that was pretty fun.
That is good one, Crack Rock. I totally lost my train of thought on that on that one liner.
Chris says, my parents rented Predator 2 from Blockbuster. I was like 16 and I watched it with them. Nice.
Yeah, that has some titties in it.
It's kind of an American thing. It's like I could get away with like violence, like for the most part, they kind of were like, you know what? He doesn't get in trouble. He can watch what he wants. And it turned out okay-ish.
Yeah, maybe they should have told you what to watch.
Yeah.
The only thing, like, there was that weird one once in a while, and I don't even care. I'll say her fucking name, but I won't say her name, but family friend, every once in a while, she was a fucking bitch, and she would just rant about some movie. And every once in a blue moon when I was little, I'd usually come up with a way to see it anyways, but she foiled some plans.
I know I've told it before. I've only ever got banned from watching 2 movies. And I think they're both my grandma's fault. Eddie Murphy, Delirious. I'd already seen it numerous times, so there was no putting that back in the bottle. But I don't know. My grandma probably heard some of the G.I. Joe getting stuck up the butt section. And I got, it probably didn't help. I had all my friends over. We're probably about 8, and we're all watching Delirious. Probably not the best call. Bunch of 8-year-olds laughing and G.I. Joe's gets. Anyway, so I got banned from watching Raw. And the fucked up part about it is, I was going to have my dad rent it on one of his weekends. For some reason, she, like, I don't know if she told him or what, but I got fucking cock blocked from renting Raw. The other one was Amazon Women on the Moon. Because they walked in on the Penthouse Playmate where the girl's just walking around naked. And I still bust my mom. You would, and every time I watch it, I tell her I'm watching Amazon Women on the Moon right now. The one you banned me from watching.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it would be just something random. I remember, and I've told the story before, but Scream Queen Hot Tub Party, for whatever reason, 2 of my local mom pops, my main ones, had like the adult sticker on it.
Right.
And it's like, I knew enough that it wasn't, triple X.
Adult doesn't necessarily mean triple X though. That's
the thing. Doesn't, but it means they're going to say something to you when you try and rent.
Yeah, no, you're right. Which I know there was always, Tower would do that on some stuff too. And just like, it would get on that shelf over with the something weird section. And then, it was kind of like, might not be able to rent this.
Did you ever have, like, I remember Hastings, and bear in mind, I was probably in my 20s at this point. But did you ever have like a fucking lady who felt the need, like just miserable fucking woman that feels the need to comment on like the content of like everything you buy? I'm like, I'm here at least twice a week. I know I buy fucked up shit, ma'am. You don't have to tell me. Like every fucking time.
No,
it's like,
there were. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
I specifically remember that's where I bought Playmate of the Apes. And it's like, no shit, ma'am. Like, okay, yes, I'm buying smut, ladies and gentlemen. It's like every time. Do I look like I need a warning? You see me all the time. You know I'm over 18 at this point. Like, just back the fuck off. Did you ever have anybody like that just couldn't mind their own business?
No, but I had this one chick annoyed me every time. She used to work at the warehouse, and when the warehouse got closed, she magically got a job at Tower, so I never got rid of her. But I rented the fucking WWF Royal Rumble Super Nintendo game like twice. Then every time for the rest of her fucking run, you're still playing Royal Rumble. I'm like, no, I'm not still playing Royal Rumble. Let me get my goddamn Too Short CD, bitch.
She was there like I'd say at least 2 or 3 years she worked there, and it was just like every time, whether I was in there alone or whether I was in there with family, she just felt the need to comment on. It's like, oh, this one's too violent for me. It's like, oh, this got titties in it, and it's like, no fucking shit, man. Like, holy crap.
Other than her, I love Tower. I always had a connection. I always had someone I could call. Like, hold this for me.
If I had the balls, I would have made like a sexual gesture when she commented on it, and then like just make her uncomfortable enough that she stops doing it. But I don't know. She got another job somewhere, and I never had to worry about that again. But so you didn't comment on what people rented. You were just kind of an asshole if they asked you what it was about.
I was Randall, yes.
I don't get that, Todd. That's such a joy to get to. I'll never have that experience.
I got to work my dream job and be a dickhead to people. How was that not everything I wanted?
But you never talked about the movies, like, to somebody?
No, there was like 2 people that I would have conversations with that actually knew about stuff. I remember the one guy bought me a fucking CD of Buckethead. Or no, it was Corn Bugs, because it was Buckethead and Bill Moseley, their band, Corn Bugs. Corn Bugs? I think that's what it was. So, but we talk about movies and stuff.
Yours wasn't the one where you had to throw the masturbating homeless guy out, was it? No. Was that you, or is that another? Okay, that's another buddy of mine.
No, but it was funny in the last run of working at the video store. I worked next door to like a special needs place. And sometimes they bring them in like for a field trip to look at the covers. and sometimes, you know, they get a little acted up and their handlers what's their handlers? They're, you know, the people that work next door, they got to like calm them down. I'm just like, I'm staying out of it. Just don't knock the boxes off the shelf.
This was, I thought it was you. Maybe, okay, there's a couple other people it could have been, but like Ma and Pop, like everybody kind of, you could see like not screaming literally, but they start like coming up and it's like doing this, and like it's just like 2 people in there. It's like one lady and then it's like one dude who's like back, and it's like a dude that was just fucking jerking it, and he wasn't in the adult section, pants down around his ankles, and he was just jerking it, and they had to like, it's like, you gotta throw him out, you gotta throw it, like and he had to pick up this drunk homeless guy.
My video store was like, okay, like I've quoted Clerks numerous times, because I worked at the shitty store, and when I got off work, I'd go rent at the good video store.
Yeah,
I did that all the time. That was Movie Town. That was the good big video. So I worked at Crown Video, which was a small shitty video store. It was about the size of RST Video. So if you want to,
okay.
And the big one is about the size of the big one in that. So I got to live my dream.
Some of those though did have some cool shit. Like there
was some, but like we sold water, and then we started getting sex toys that we sold that were in our fucking porn section. Like you could buy a fist, buy an ass rammer, fucking cock sleeve. I was like, and those are the weirdest people. It was like the guys who knew their wives were at work and they'd come rent some questionable adult titles and then bring them back like in 2 hours. Like there used to be this one old guy who'd come in once a week, rent them, and then bring them all back. And I'm like, I don't want to touch all these. They're all been covered in semen now. I hated touching the porn tapes because you'd look at them, you could see they were glossy. I was like, I don't want to touch any of this shit.
Yeah, because at that point they were like busting a nut and then ejecting it immediately.
Yeah, or the fingerprints on the bottom of the DVDs that were crusty. You fucking sickos out there. God damn it. At least go wash your hands before you take the DVD out of your player.
Zombie, this guy wasn't special needs. He was just a pervert. Wanted to masturbate in a store. But and I thought that was you. It's sad that I can't place who this was.
Probably wasn't Pugs either. I think you remember.
They didn't really beat him up. I mean, they just had to carry him out.
He was already beating himself up.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't even get his fucking pants back up. Yeah. Oh god, there were so many good video store stories that I only experienced from the other side of the counter. So, man, Todd, you didn't appreciate it like you should.
I did.
You were mean to everybody.
Yeah, but the bosses love me. The only reason I stopped working there was I got too drunk one night because I got forced to be taken out. That was the night I met my wife, to be honest. And I got too hammered, and I forgot to go into work the next day, and I just never called again.
Oh, shit.
They wanted me coming on a random Sunday, which wasn't my thing, and work all day. And then I woke up at like 2 p.m, like, oops. 80,000 messages. I just went back. I always felt bad about that, but it was what it was.
You were just done. Sometimes you get there. You were just done. You never worked at an actual adult store, though, did you?
No.
That's interesting because, like, I remember a friend that I had, cute girl, like she worked there, and she said the worst were the dudes that actually were just kind of asking you fucked up stuff about the movies to get your reaction, like that. Yeah, like just like I don't watch all of these, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah, Todd just like, I fucked up.
Well, to be fair, I didn't have any other dates scheduled. They could have called me and left a message. You want to work Wednesday? He's always making me work Wednesday, too.
You could have just gotten away with, hey, I'm sick.
I was alcoholism. Some motherfucker.
I'll make up something outlandish.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, I've killed off non-existent relatives before to get out of something. Yeah.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. So Kruger, we should pimp it every time because it's actually getting closer. I think we're just a little over a month. What do you got coming up wrestling wise?
This Saturday I'll be wrestling in Benson, I believe, for Thunder Mountain Wrestling, and then July 11th, the Hellbound Body Bag match for the Supreme Violence Championship, me versus Carnage. That will be in Anaheim, California. So if you're in the area and you want to go see me light somebody on fire, get your tickets. I think they're having a sale on tickets right now too.
Second time ever, right? And the last one was like, well, there's a reason,
basically. Yeah,
there's a reason.
Other than that, that's all I got.
All right. Also, check out our Discord where the madness goes 24/7, 365. Also, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1, and we don't do the super chat thing, so we appreciate all of your support on there. And let's see. Chris C has a question for you. It's in Arizona, Benson, Arizona, right?
Oh,
or he might be talking
the July 11th is in Anaheim, California.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the one this Friday is where?
In Benson, Arizona.
Yeah.
You can get tickets. What Crimson is it? CrimsonCrownWrestling.com. I forget if there's a space in there.
Yeah.
And I've teased it before. You may be able to watch that live. Pretty sure you'll be able to watch it live. But
you may see Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Like actually happen. So check that out. That is going to be a very it's going to be gorier than anything you've seen in the movies, I promise. And on that note, good night. Thanks for hanging out.
Money's on the dresser.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.